Good morning. I hope you're doing well, and welcome to today's edition of the London Session Open. It's May 11th, 2018. Let's take a look at the markets, and I want to begin with the dollar index. So this is the dollar index daily chart, and we're starting to see a bit of a struggle for the dollar. The dollar is pretty much back at same level seen here on May 2nd. So in essence, we're back pretty much at the same levels you saw on Wednesday last week. And if we just look at the structure, you have this bearish candle here, and the trend is not necessarily bearish yet, but if we trade below this level here, which is the May 4th low, then there's a risk here that the market continues to uh, slide lower. If you look at this from a daily perspective, you have a lot of resistance to your left here, so it doesn't feel very good to be bullish at these levels. And we could take out the low, we go back down, and then maybe up. So it depends what the market wants to do. Now here's the euro versus the USD, and we see a similar pattern here as well. On the daily, you have that low here, that little candle, then very bullish candle yesterday. Now if you look at it from a 4-hour perspective, there's probably no reason to make any major adjustments yet. The idea was to sell pretty much at current levels, and the idea was to sell at current levels, and so you just be bearish below this high. I think we can reduce this level just a little bit, and I'm doing this intentionally because, again, I sort of suspect that we maybe are in the process of bottoming out. No, I don't want to give back too much, so in this situation, we'll go back less than 100 pip. The exact number would be 82 pip. But otherwise, there's no real change to the bias. Then we go down to low, and then we'll see what happens if we want to take out this low or not. Here's the pound versus the USD, and the market here is trading sideways. That's the way I would treat it. So this is the high, but it's also the trend defining level. And then you have the May low, which is to some extent also trend defining level, because within this range, there's not much happening. If we take out the low here, I think this market could head to the downside, 34, maybe 33. The alternative, take out this high, up, down, and maybe up. Yesterday, I looked at a lot of pound pairs, and the pound is softening. I mean, softening against the euro, softening against the Aussie, the Canadian dollar. But in case in the Canadian dollar and the Aussie dollar, it seems to be more about those pairs rather than the pound to some extent. So I wouldn't be um, very bearish in the pound here. In fact, it may manage to push to the upside again, so that's not bad. Here's the Dalian, and the idea was just to buy here from pretty much these levels. The market is in a bit of a range. Uh, Risk on this is about 60 pip, goes up to the high, makes 63. In fact, we said already here that on a break to this, we should go up. So we had that first part. Question is, are we going to have a second push to the upside? Is the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is doing very well. It's really challenging the downtrend here, um, and there's no real reason to change the bias right now. It's really either works out or we're gonna be stopped out in the next few hours. If we take out the high, I think market's gonna go up, and then probably down, and then probably up again. I think today, I mean, if we go down like this, then that will be a success. Is the New Zealand dollar. And New Zealand dollar, we had some very good success here over the last few days. And there's no real reason to change the bias for now. Again, we're seeing, well, not again, but we are seeing some similar sort of pattern as we see maybe with the Aussie dollar, slightly, but as long as you're below 70 level, then there's no point of worrying. Is dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, has been up a lot, down a lot, and is stuck in the middle. The market is watching these big levels, 25.19 and 29.96. This a solid range, a range of 478 pips. And I don't think it's going to be easier today because of the Canadian non-farm payrolls. Uh, what you can try to do is you can try to find patterns where the market's trading sideways and bullish, bearish. You can do something like that. Um, Short-term speculating, but I think it's difficult to. I don't want to do that here. There's not like a solid level, like a big level where we can say, well, take out this level and then we're gonna be fine. This can be up or down. Here's crude. So we had a good trade here. It did help to lift my Forex and CFD account to a new yearly high. I wish I could say the same about my crypto. My crypto was at a new all-time high, but pulled back pretty much the same levels we saw last month. Here with crude, the market did not go all the way down. It could be just in a situation where it just trades sideways like this, and then takes out the high. Um, if we take out the high, I think we could potentially head to the upside like this. Um, that and that's something that's tradable. The alternative is that we allow it to move down. So we allow it to move down to the first fib, 50% correction, and then maybe look to go long. I think we can reduce the key level just a little bit to this level here. So same sort of level I looked at yesterday. So risk about $2, and if it goes to the upside, make well $3. If we go all the way up to the below. Here's the price of gold. So gold took out its May high. So we've seen dollar strengthening, so dollar weakening, and here we have a bit of a bullish momentum. Now you have a little low here, like on this 4 hour. Maybe that could be enough because always when if we buy now, we need to put a stop here. So that will be 138, and we can make 1%. So the residual ratio is not good. So one way of sort of working things out is to maybe put a stop here. So you risk 8.66% and look to make 1. Um, that could work out. In fact, I think it probably will work out. But because it's a range-bound market, I don't want to trade it. I don't really trade these ranges. I don't buy at the lows and let it go to the middle or sell at the highs, let it go to the middle. Uh, I don't have the patience for it. But I suspect as long as trade above 1,310 that this market could head higher. Here's the S&P. So the first setup was buy here for it to go up. Please holding on to it. That's really good. Um, if you look at this, I think this is going to be enough as a stop. And then if we go back, I'm not sure we're going to have that because it will be a decline of 1.21%. When the market is trending to the upside, it's not too easy for it to get back its gains. So if you're not long, just need to be patient, at least the first fib, but ideally 50%. Stop goes below. This way, we'll have 1.5% risk. Goes up to the high, make 1.34. If it goes all the way to the high, make 4.3. of it being a bit boring, this market and slowly moving to the upside. Here's the Nasdaq. Swell took out the high here, and I think we can head to the upside. Um, Gonna work with this high, this low as trend defining level, and I suspect we could head higher, 7,600, 7,060, 7,185. Took a fib from the actual low, like that. Then you have 50% correction, a little bit more, and I would work do something like that. That's 6,871. DAX, not much happening. If it goes down to support, I think it makes sense to buy. It could, of course, just creep higher like all the other markets, but uh, sorry, it's not really the time to be buying at these levels. It's all bought. Um, in regards of crypto coins and what I'm holding, so I'm just holding into a bag of bad coins. No, not bad coins, but the crypto markets are not really doing too good. This is IOTA 4-hour chart, and I bought here at 184.37, and the market is very close to take out its low here from April 7th, and my initial stop loss was down here, but I've been surprised. I mean, we had a very good move, and on this position I was up with 20%, and I have about 40% of my money on this. So I was up about 8% on the portfolio on this move. And now I'm down. The position is down with about 4%. So pretty much break even. Now this is Ethereum Classic. And here as well, you know, we tumbled. I saw that. And then it looked like it was gonna be able to bounce back. But it's now at the level where I wanted to get out. Um, Now I can see I'm gonna give this another day or so. I bought down here. My original stop loss was here. And so here I'm up a bit, but I have literally like 20% of my money here, so I'm up 5% on that, so it's not a lot. And then Litecoin, you might remember, I mean, I bought up here in March 24th, moved against me, and then the pendulum went the other way. So what's up with 15? And here as well, I have another 40%. So I have 40% here, 40% in IOTA, and 20 in Ethereum Classic. And now this market is down again here with about 6%. So a bit frustrating. Now here my stop loss, I never changed that level. Uh, so I'm gonna give this more time. You know, take out this level, I'm gonna be stopped out. And I think I'm gonna see exactly here, but you know, if it bounces, bounces. But we are having issues in general in the world of cryptos. This is Bitcoin, very close to 8,772. So the market is, yeah, it's very close to support. Here's Ethereum, still maintains a bullish bias. Here is Litecoin, which is very close to stop. Here is Ripple, which we said already on the 25th. I said we can sell if you wanted to, and I said sell at 86.20 with a stop at 80, 96.64. So that's bearish. Bitcoin Cash is bullish for now. ADA is bullish but close to support. And Lumen, very close to being stopped out. And Neo, I think it slipped below its trend defining level and it's just resting above it now. And here's IOTA, which I already hold. And here's EOS, the top performer. And here is NEM, which took out a support level. So you have Ripple and NEM, and then you have Monero, which I never was bullish on. It's just sliding lower. And then you have Dash, which also slipped lower, which is one of the big coins. So out of the top coin here, you have these three that are bearish. You have four if you count Monero, whereas all the other ones are sort of struggling. So it's a tricky situation. And if my positions move lower and they trade above trend defining level, I'm gonna book profits, sorry, book losses, and I'm just gonna be waiting for another time to get involved. Okay, let's see here. Do we have any questions? We have Damien here. Good afternoon to you, sir. And Elia here. Good morning to you, sir. I hope you're doing well. Elias asking about pound Aussie dollar. Sure, let's take a look at pound Aussie dollar. So here's the pound Aussie dollar, and the market is actually trading lower as we speak. It's taking out the low, and this is actually a classic, a very classic setup. Stop loss is a bit wide on it, but yes, this is a classic sort of break downside. Sorry, um, just a second. So one way anyway, this is taking out the low, trying to take out the low. So if it takes out the low here, I think we could touch 78, which is the next support level, which is up here. Now, something you can do here to sort of validate is to see what's going on with the Aussie dollar in general. So if we take a look at the Aussie dollar as well is trying to break to the upside. So it makes sense to me that this market could continue to trade lower. So I think the pound Aussie is going to continue to trade lower. Will be like a scalp if you're trading this, and yeah, just want to be bearish. The only issue with this is that the risk reward ratio is not really. I mean, the risk reward ratio is still there, but it's a 70 pip stop, which is quite wide. But you see here, the Aussie dollar is gaining not only against the Aussie, but it's also gaining against the pound. So if I was scalping here, I would sell, risk 70, and then if I can make 70 return, and then I would be happy about that. Okay. Do you guys have any more questions? Okay, no more questions. So guys, I want to thank you so much for watching and wish you guys a happy Friday. And if you have any questions during the day, just send me a message via WhatsApp. And if I'm at my computer, and I'll most likely be able to answer. Uh, that's it. Have a good weekend, guys. Thank you so much for being members. Thank you.